Welcome to 4 Minutes Closer to God. My name is Doug. Wanted to discuss the Millennium now. That is Latin for 1,000 years. And so the doctrine that comes from that is the 1,000-year reign of Christ that is represented in Revelation 20, 1 through 6. So there it says, I saw an angel coming down from heaven, holding in his hand the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain. And he seized the dragon, the ancient serpent, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years, threw him into the pit, and shut it and sealed it over him, so that he might not deceive the nations any longer, until the 1,000 years were ended. And I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded for the testimony of Jesus and for the word of God, and those who had not worshipped the beast or its image, and not received the mark on their hands or forehead. They came to life and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. The rest of the dead did not come to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is the one who shares in the first resurrection. Over such, the second death has no power, but they will be priests of God and of Christ, and they will reign with him for 1,000 years. So, Christians have taken this passage and made three separate primary doctrines about it. So we have those who believe Jesus will return before the millennium starts. There are those are called the premillennials. Then we have those who believe that Jesus will return after the 1,000-year reign of kind of goodness and greatness in the holiness of Christ. And he will return after the millennium, so that's post-millennial. And then others take this to be very symbolic, not literal 1,000 years, and so these are called amillennials. Each of these has a different understanding of the return of Christ and how the 1,000-year reign would operate. So for the premillennials, we're looking forward to a time when Christ returns, initiates his kingdom, having the throne in Jerusalem, and working as a benevolent dictator, will establish the reign of God on the earth the way it was intended to be way back in the time of Adam and Eve. But for others, postmillennials, and there's historically a lot of those, postmillennial types, Jesus would return after Christianity had so overwhelmed the earth that everybody was living in peace and harmony, and so he would come after that period, and not necessarily a strict 1,000 years either, and he would then begin his reign the way God had intended from the beginning for the earth to be. And so we have these different distinctions based on the 6 verses in Revelation, and those distinctions then have led to a lot of different discussion. And this is the problem with the Bible, in that we don't necessarily have all the information we would like, but it is enough that God has given us.